Hey there, folks. Thanks for checking us out on BigTenNetwork.com. It is Rick Rack and Timmy D, also known as the Pulse Crew. Well, fellas, it's the final episode of the season. We'll be back when football season returns. But for now, let's put a wrap on what's been a very interesting week. Of course, the national championship game on Monday night. We'll talk about that. But right now, let's discuss Matt Painter's decision to stay at Purdue. I don't think there was ever a chance he was leaving.
Never a chance.
I think he just met with Missouri to get more money from Purdue, and you disagree.
I think he went to Missouri and said, what do you have to offer? They made him
It's
an
called
offer.
leverage.
Yeah, but I think if Purdue doesn't match that, Rick, I think he's the coach of Missouri right now. I think he went back and Purdue did the smartest thing it maybe ever has done since it hired Gene Keady, is keeping Matt Painter in West Lafayette.
See, what you have going on here is a guy that thinks he knows it all. And although he's not his agent or anything, he feels like he's got it figured out. Now, here's what happened. And I mentioned this a little bit last week. This was a business move. This has to happen. I know it's college athletics, but this is big-time college athletics. And yes, Matt Painter, he's at the top of the world right now. He needs to go out and explore opportunities. And what does that mean? If he wants to stay at Purdue, where he's building something great, gets a little bit more money for it.
The only coach to be named three-time coach of the year besides Gene Keady and Bob Knight. If he would have left Purdue,
pretty good company.
that would have been such a disaster if he would have left West Lafayette.
Yeah, Missouri, by the way, ends up with former Miami coach Frank Haith,
Whoa.
which left a lot of Tiger fans saying, Frank, who? Can we try again for Matt Painter? Shaka Smart? Didn't work out that way. Well, Shaka Smart and VCU lost to Butler in the national semifinal. Now it's Butler against UConn in the national title game. It's a battle between dogs, the Huskies, the Bulldogs. How about the battle between mascots? Let's play a little game of who you got. Who's got the better mascot, Butler and Blue 2 or the Huskies and Jonathan? This one's not even close in my mind.
Yeah, I got to go with the Bulldog. You know why? Because it's actually there. It's slobbering all over the floor. And then the guys after the game go and grab the Bulldog. It looks like it's like a Little League championship. They just epitomize really that David versus Goliath, that whole Butler team.
Well, not only after the game, but during pregame introductions, they all go out, they give the Bulldog a little bit of love. You know how all the guys always have their little handshake that they do? They do it with the dog. It's like the dog's more important.
They got the little guy running behind the dog, the little baggie just in case. I mean, you got to be careful. You never know what happens.
I think Butler's going to win. Does anyone want to know that?
I agree. I like your
I
choice.
think Butler's going to win,
Yeah,
too.
I think not just because they're Bulldog. I think they have a good team.
And they have the better mascot for sure. All right, finally, we mentioned the fact this is our last episode of the season until football rolls around. Fellas, how about your summer vacation plans?
Yeah, see, Rick knows this about me, but when I'm not doing television or working my tail off, I am on the golf course. I will be shaving down that handicap.
So if you go out on the golf course, what could you shoot right now? I know it's the middle of spring, but what could you shoot right now?
Anywhere between 76 and 84.
Yeah, I got to work all summer long.
Yeah,
You know what
sure
I got to
you
work?
do.
I got to work on my tan. Yeah, no more LA tan, no more $5 Tuesdays, stand-up beds. We're going natural light now the rest of the spring and summer.
The fake and bake all done for a couple of months for Timmy D when we return
It's tough
in
to get
August.
the face done like this.
Yeah. Let's bring the bear back for one
got a
more
pretty good
appearance
tan on
before
it.
we say goodbye. Thanks for checking us out, folks. Remember, the Pulse returns
What are
when
you
football
wiping?
season does
Your
too.
ears?
Check us out on the Big Ten Network and at BigTenNetwork.com.
Eddie missed anyway.
I love the bear. I love the bear.